This is TomoNews for Wednesday, August 23rd.
Signs and symptoms of eye damage after an eclipse. Americans turned out in droves to watch the solar eclipse, and to the amazement of medical professionals, few have reported eye problems. That being said, CNN reports that Google experienced a spike in search terms like "my eyes hurt" and "eyes hurt eclipse" following the eclipse. So a horde of eye patients may be upon us. Staring directly at the eclipse can cause solar retinopathy, a condition where radiation from the sun is focused through the eyes and burns the retina. Symptoms of this include headaches, watery and painful eyes, sensitivity to bright light, blurry or distorted vision, the occurrence of new blind spots, and a difficulty to differentiate between colors. The harm to vision can be temporary and swelling in the eye may go down, but the damage can be permanent. And naturally, if you think you've got any problems, you should go see a doctor. 5 dozen illegal immigrants rescued from refrigerated truck. Dozens of illegal immigrants jammed inside an icy U.S.-bound truck were rescued by border officials over the weekend. U.S. Border Patrol agents investigating a refrigerated truck in Falfurrias, Texas on Saturday found 60 illegal immigrants inside. Officials said the doors were padlocked shut, and those inside had no way out. The illegal immigrants were found on top and among ice-covered broccoli pallets at a temperature of 49 degrees Fahrenheit, which is around 9 degrees Celsius. The group consisted of 22 Guatemalans, 17 Mexicans, 13 Salvadorians, and 8 Hondurans. Their Guatemalan driver was arrested and is facing federal charges. In 2016, 322 people died trying to cross illegally into the U.S. from Mexico. South Korea and Egypt are building an agricultural city in the desert. 2 unlikely partners are in a scientific collaboration that could see a desert turn green within the next half year. South Korea and Egypt are teaming up to build an agricultural city in the North African nation's Qattara Depression sinkhole. The 6-month, $10 billion project will see 50,000 greenhouses constructed by Egyptian workers and managed by Korean experts. Several solar and desalination plants are expected to be built at the site. The project will also see an attempt to produce food and the sugar alternative stevia. If the plan is successful, it could be seen as a model for future anti-desertification projects. Headless torso identified as missing journalist. Danish police on Wednesday confirmed a headless torso that washed up on a Copenhagen beach are the remains of a missing woman. Swedish journalist Kim Wall was last seen alive on August 10th. She boarded a submarine with its owner-operator Peter Madsen, reportedly with the intention of interviewing him. The submarine was sighted several hours later from a merchant ship and was seen again the next day from a lighthouse. 30 minutes after that sighting, the submarine sank and Madsen escaped from the vessel. On August 21st, a headless torso washed up on a Copenhagen beach. 2 days later, police confirmed it was the remains of Kim Wall. Peter Madsen originally told police he dropped Wall off in Copenhagen. He then changed his story, saying Wall died on board the submarine and he buried her at sea. Police say the journalist's headless and limbless body was deliberately mutilated. Madsen denies a charge of manslaughter, and a court case is continuing. Kim Wall was 30 years old. She worked as a freelance reporter for the New York Times, The Guardian, and Vice, among many other publications.
Lion whisperer convinces his lioness to take the leap of faith. If you're one of those who believes they can talk to animals, Kevin Richardson has something to show you. Teaming up with GoPro, the Lion Whisperer released footage this month of him convincing one of his rescued lionesses, Meg, to leap into his arms, in the water. The video has already racked up more than 500,000 views. Richardson says the lionesses, Meg and her sister Amy, were rejected by their mother, who dropped them in a water dish. Richardson rescued them and raised them. The famous animal lover believes had he not saved them, they'd have surely been shot for trophy at one of South Africa's canned hunting ranches. Richardson claims he shares an unspoken language with his adopted soulmates and shares a trust he can see in their eyes. In the video shot at his sanctuary near Pretoria, he put their relationship on display by hopping into the water and telling lioness Meg to leap in with him, promising to catch her. Given the way Meg's mother left her for dead, you might think she'd be hesitant. But the trust she has for Richardson put any fears to rest as she jumped toward him, making a big splash and enjoying a swim with her protector. It's an adorable sight to behold, but Richardson would probably be the first to say, don't try this at home, for several reasons.
Bear bites Chinese man at drive-thru wildlife park. A bear in China was craving dim sum, so he took a bite out of a visitor at a drive-thru wildlife park last Friday, after the man ignored warnings not to feed the animals. The man, surnamed Chen, was warned not to roll down his windows while he was visiting Badaling Wildlife World in Beijing with a friend. The two tough guys then saw other people in the park feeding the bears from their car windows, so naturally they followed in kind. When the bear ambled up to the car, Chen says he tried to roll up the window, but it malfunctioned and rolled down instead. Translation: Chen crapped his pants and pushed down instead of up. The bear then lunged in and took a little nibble of Chen's left shoulder. The two brave men then sped off and went to get Chen's shoulder looked at. Unfortunately, Chen escaped with only minor injuries. Better luck next time, and yeah, we're talking to the bear.
A new way to stay cool without using power. Researchers at the University of Colorado in Boulder have invented a special film that can cool buildings without using any power. The cooling film measures about 50 micrometers thick and consists of a transparent polymer, tiny glass beads, and a layer of silver coating. The silver coating reflects sunlight through the plastic, preventing it from heating up the building. The glass beads constantly emit infrared light and heat through a process called passive radiation cooling. The cooling effect is said to be able to keep the internal temperature of a home at 20 degrees Celsius, even when it's 37 degrees Celsius outside. Researchers at Stanford University demonstrated a similar device in 2014. However, their technique would reportedly be expensive to manufacture in bulk, whereas the film developed by the University of Colorado team can be produced for around 50 cents per square meter.
Dirty dozen planned Barcelona attacks. 4 suspected jihadists have appeared in a Spanish court. They've been accused of being involved in last week's terror attacks in Catalonia. Police in Spain believe 12 Islamist militants based in the Catalan town of Ripoll planned to attack Barcelona. The network contained 4 sets of brothers who may have been plotting the attack for as long as a year. Police believe the alleged leader of the cell died in an explosion at a house in Alcanar. One suspect was injured in the blast, while another suspect, who is missing, may also have died there. The driver of the van who killed 14 people in Barcelona last Thursday was shot dead by police in Subirats on Monday. 5 other suspects were killed by police last Thursday after they drove a car into pedestrians in Cambrils. The 4 remaining suspects are now on trial. One suspect admitted in court that the group planned to carry out one or several attacks with explosives in Barcelona. According to Spain's El Mundo newspaper, the iconic Sagrada Familia Church may have been one of the targets.